Hello everybody. I'm just testing my sound really quick. Once I make sure the sound is fine, I'm gonna put on some chill music and we're gonna be starting the stream. Okay, I feel like my sound might be a little low. I'm not too sure about that. Okay, I'm gonna put on some music, compare my voice to the music, and check on a second device if the sound is good. And if everything is all fine and dandy, then we're gonna be starting soldering. Okay, just give me a quick minute or two. Okay, the sound was a little too strong for the music. I'm just gonna make it a little lower again. So testing again my sound. Testing my sound. Oh wait, I don't think the right input. Yeah, that's the input. Okay, now you should be able to hear the music. So now I'm gonna compare the music and my voice. I've lowered the music again because I think the music was too loud. Okay, testing again. I'm just gonna speak for a while. There's a little bit of a delay, so it's kind of hard for me to get feedback from the stream on my second device. Okay, I think it's fine. Yep, okay. So I think it should be fine for the sound. I'm gonna keep the mic a little closer to me. It's gonna be difficult because since I'm doing real life stuff. Oh, I'm gonna be showing you, by the way. Like this. So since I'm doing real life stuff, that's my hand right there. It's gonna be a little more difficult for me to always be at the perfect distance from the mic. So I'm gonna try to keep it close to me. But it is a little difficult. So you might not realize it, but there's like a light right there. The webcam is fixed to the light. And you know, there's a bunch of wires going around. It's almost kind of dangerous, especially because I'm gonna be plugging this in, by the way. my soldering iron. So, oh yeah, and before I turn it on, I'm gonna go put some water on my sponge right there, where I can just do this when there's a little too much soldering stuff left. Where is it? It's right there. So here, this is gonna be the little like wires, I guess, a little thing that I'm gonna melt to do the soldering. Okay, so I'm just gonna wet the sponge. Be right back. I'm coming back. And I'm back. So, you may have noticed, if you've seen my other streams, that when I'm doing this real life stuff, my filters aren't so great. So sometimes when I go with my P letters, it reverberates a lot during the, while I'm speaking. And the reason is because I'm doing physical stuff. I wanted to have settings that even if my voice isn't quite as perfect, at least you can hear the nice sounds that we have here. So for example, the keys, when I press them, I find it very nice to hear what the keys do. So that's why I'm doing this. Just gonna hear if you can hear it on stream, the keys. You should be able to, because it seemed to work last time, but just making sure. Oh yeah, it's so perfect. It's so perfect. Oh my god, you can hear the keys so well. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you another round. Okay, so ASMR soldering right here. So, the first thing we're gonna do is, turn this on, I guess. And then put the temperature up. So 270 is not enough. We're gonna go 325 Celsius. That's quite high, but yeah, okay. The biggest problem with this is that this wire tends to bring it down. So I kind of have to find ways to hold the soldering iron in place. So usually I go like with this or something. Yeah, it's kind of difficult, a little bit dangerous if you ask me, especially with all the wires going around. You can't see those. I made sure of that. But I certainly see them. So there's devices all around me. I'm already smelling the heat. Okay, so we're gonna have to go real fast. You know what? I'm just gonna turn this thing off. I'm realizing we're not quite ready to solder yet, because we need the wires. So here I have a really nice pack of wires. Yeah, it looks pretty huge in your screen. So we're gonna have to cut a bunch of small pieces of wire, the different lengths that we need for the different connections here. So one thing that I want to show you before we start is a diagram of the Raspberry Pi Pico, our beautiful microcontroller. So one thing that's quite important to note in my project specifically compared to other homemade keyboard projects is that, for example, in my presentation video, I did link a video by a YouTuber called Godo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but this guy, he shows the main method, which is to do a grid, basically. So you have rows and columns, electrically. So you know what? I'm just gonna do a little drawing. So it's gonna explain the concept a lot better. Wait, that's way too big. What is this? No. Okay, different dimensions, please. Okay, so let's say that I have a bunch of switches, right? Like I actually do. So, yeah, let's do them with rectangles. So like I have a bunch of switches here. They're a little slim. Okay. A couple of... Oh, come on. A couple of switches right here. Yup. Okay, I have a couple of switches. Let's say like this, okay? I don't know. They're like this. Well, okay, they're not, you know, in the right place, but I think it's actually going to help my example that they're not aligned correctly. So you can reduce the amount of pins that you need on your microcontroller here by doing a neat trick, which is to, instead of, okay, so here I have 8 switches, right? So normally, because I have 8 switches, I would have to, you know, I could consider that they're just 8 different buttons. So if I have 8 buttons, then I need to be able to check if any of those buttons is pressed, right? So the easiest way to do that is to say, okay, I'm gonna have, you know, I have my microcontroller here, let's say. So the easiest way to say, well, to do it is, yep, let's go like this. No, can I have something bigger? Yeah. And let's say it's red or something. Okay, so is to have a wire containing the power, you know, like a 3 volt or something, and it just goes in one side of every switch. Okay, the same wire, you just go in one side. Like this, for example. And then you say, okay, but then the output of every single one of those, so let's say something like blue or something, it comes out and goes directly to the microcontroller. Okay, on different pins. So this is like pin 1, pin 2 or something, like a third one, another one, you know, and you just have all of these wires individually going to a different pin, right? Like that's the easiest way to do it. And it's actually a pretty good solution if you're able to manage one pin of the microcontroller for every single one of your switches. It's technically the best way to do it, is the most direct one. There's, you know, it's the way to do it with the least amount of processing. So you don't really need to, you know, waste the CPU cycles of your microcontroller calculating anything, right? Or, well, in this case, it's not really calculating, but, you know, you'll see. So basically, that's the easiest way to do it. You just get direct inputs. You just, is it on, is it on, is it on? Now, another way you can do this is, instead of just always sending power to everything and then seeing, you know, if the button is pressed, then you can receive it in a certain pin. Instead, what you could do, and that's the rows and columns thing, is you go 1 row, let's say, 2 rows, and then 1 column, another column, another column, another column. And then, of course, you have to connect all of these to the microcontroller. Okay, you connect every single one of them somewhere on your microcontroller, right? And actually, same goes for the blue ones. So this one goes here or something, and this one goes here. Okay? Now, it's not a very optimized way to do it, because if you have 8, you could just do... well, actually, nah. When you have just 8, it's not a very good example, but if you have like 100 keys, you can do 10 rows and 10 columns, right? Instead of having to do, you know, 1 wire for the power for everything, and then, you know, 100 wires that go back to the microcontroller that require 100 pin each, right? So you could do 10 by 10, which means that you have only 10 pins of your, 20 pins of your microcontroller being used. So in this case, for example, what you would do maybe is you send power. Well, technically it's better if you do the rows in this case. So maybe you send power in row number 1 right here. And then there's 4 switches that are receiving power. But then, you know, if you press it, this one, then here you're going to receive power on your microcontroller. So you can check every single one of those pins, one after the other. And all of those that are pressed, you know that it's going to be on the first row and the corresponding column. You know that this is the switch that's going to be pressed because there's no power going to the second row, right? But then you have to, you know, be able to check if the keys on the second row are pressed. So the way that you do it, and I'm realizing I'm not explaining very well, maybe check the Joe's Godo video. But basically, you can't power all of the rows at the same time. You have to power only one of them at the same time, and this is how you can reuse columns, right? Because on a given column and given row, you know, for every pair of column and row, there's only one key that can be sending signal to the microcontroller at a time. The thing is, the microcontroller cannot switch power from row 1 to row 2 instantly. It does require a little bit of a delay, right? So I did test that on a breadboard, and I think it was about 2 milliseconds that I had to wait for a row to truly get unpowered so that I could get accurate reading on the second row, right? So I power this row, I test every button, then I depower it, I wait 2 milliseconds, then I send power to the second row, then I check every column, then I depower, go back to the first one after 2 milliseconds, etc., etc. So it does add a little bit of a delay, but the big advantage is that it scales much better. You can have so many more switches for a single microcontroller, right? Or for, you know, any given amount of pins used on said microcontroller. But, and I actually thought that this is what I was going to do. I didn't even really think about it because that's how it's presented everywhere. Also, I didn't want to do a 2 microcontroller setup at first. So I thought I would have to fit all of my 40 keys on a single, you know, Raspberry Pi Pico microcontroller. And it just doesn't have enough pins for that. But since I realized that I was going to have to use 2 microcontrollers, one on each half of the keyboard, I realized that, you know, that's only 20 keys for one Raspberry Pi Pico. And there's way enough pins on this microcontroller to, you know, have 20 independent buttons being connected to it. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to, you know, send continuous electrical output. So maybe this one, the 36 3v3 out. So we're going to be either this one or this one. I'm not quite sure yet. I might have to do some research during the stream, or the time is advancing. We're probably going to have to do 2 live streams for soldering, but you know. So yeah, that being said, we're going to do 1 pin for every button. So we're actually going to be like soldering a lot of different cables basically instead of doing a matrix. But it is going to make the keyboard a lot more responsive. So we're not going to have to wait quite as much between the pressing a button and getting the input. So it's going to be really, really fast. It's going to be really nice. Okay, so let's get back to the view of the actual real life right there. I'm just going to put myself in a position where I am a lot more comfortable here. And we're going to be taking this thing out. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be easy actually. Because there's no real way to, I don't know, I just go like this. It's kind of, oh, yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Okay, like this. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, oh, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard. Okay. So I'm just gonna put this back on, I guess. Like this. Okay, nice. Yep, maybe a little closer to my mouth. Okay. Okay. So it's gonna be a little difficult to make sure that every button is connected to the correct pin of the microcontroller. So I do keep in reference the image that I just showed you guys. And we're gonna try to map everything out. It's just when I'm putting it like this, it's, you know, it's kind of in reverse, so it's a little difficult to make sure that everything is correct. Also, the GPIO pins, I guess I can point with this, 1 and 2 right there, which are, I guess, on this side now, these two. We're gonna be keeping them and not using them for now. So what do we keep them for? We're gonna keep them for the communication with the second microcontroller once we're gonna add a second one for the second half of the keyboard. So the two-way communication, I think we're gonna be using the UART protocol, if you know what this is. And here, the little TRRS connector. So the 2 pins right there, it's really tough to show, but like this one here and this one there, they're going to be connected somewhere in there. And there's also going to be one that's going to be like a ground, and maybe one for the power or something. Not too sure. We're going to see about that once we get there. So now what we're going to have to do is measure. Oh, I'm going to take out my measuring tool. And we're going to measure how long every wire has to be. And we're going to be cutting this up into a bunch of wires that we can then solder. So let's get into it. Right here, I do have a nice tool for measures. I'm gonna put the box away because it's kind of in the way. Okay, like this. So we can really measure how long this is in millimeters. So it's quite precise. And I'm gonna be making sure that the wires are just a little bit longer, you know, just in case, to have a little bit of extra when I'm soldering. So now I have to choose every single one of these buttons where they go. So for the current that's going to be received by every little switch, ASMR switch again. So there's going to be one wire that's going to kind of go all around and give power to every single one of these. So the power is on this side. It's either the 3rd or 4th. So like, no, the 4th or 5th. So either like this one here or this one right here. Oh no, it's way too small. Okay, so I'm gonna get it a lot closer. There's no light. It's very difficult to show. So right here, the 4th or 5th, one of these is gonna give power. So I'm just gonna do a quick Google search to make sure that I know which one it is. So by the way, I'm just gonna show you real quick the thing. So what I'm looking for is whether, and I'm gonna zoom in again, the 3v3N is what I'm supposed to be using, or 3v3 out. I think it's out, but I'm not sure what the N what the EN stands for. So maybe it's actually what I'm supposed to be using to power like circuits connected to it. I'm not sure, so I have to check. Okay, I see. So EN actually probably stands for enable. So you can decide whether you actually output 3.3 volts on the 3v3 out. I'm just going to show you again the diagram. So you can choose whether this here, whether this one outputs depending on what's being received on this one. So if this one receives any kind of current, you're actually gonna output 3.3 out here, and if it doesn't, you're not gonna. But I think you can just say a 3v3n from the, like you can just put it to high, like with the, like directly in the code, right? Okay, so again, back to the real view. So we need to connect somehow every switch to the 3v3 out, which is actually the fifth one from the start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one. Okay. And I need a big wire to just go around. I'm probably just gonna have 3 lines of it. So like one line that goes up here, and that's gonna touch every single switch like this. Then one that's gonna go in the middle, like this. One right there. And maybe even a fourth one here. And then it's gonna be a mess of wires. There's gonna be a bunch of wires going from every single pin to everywhere. And I absolutely need to remember, you know, what pin receives power from what switch. That's gonna be quite hard. Bit of ASMR. Okay, so, and yeah, these two I really need to keep. Okay, so the out is on that side. Oh, it's like, yeah, it's actually on that side. Ooh, I need to not make that mistake again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like right there. This one, where does it go? Okay, it's something like this, right? So here it's about 32. Let's say 32. I'm gonna take notes. Then I'm gonna need this distance right here. Let's say 21. Then here. Yeah, maybe 20.5 or something. Let's say 21 again. It's probably gonna be the same again. Yeah, about 21. Probably the same again. Yeah, about 21. And then here, oh, there's a little bit more of an angle, so it's a little longer, like 22. So, okay, so here it's 21, 21, then 21, 21, 22. So then 21 again, and then 22. Okay. And then, yeah, actually it might just be more practical to go like this or something. Here. Yeah, how do I go in a straight line? It's gonna be quite difficult, right? If I go like this, it kind of works. Yeah, okay, it kind of works. So what's the distance? Is it the same again? Yeah, about 22. Then this, about 21 again. Let's say 21, 21, and 21. Okay, so it's pretty much the same, yeah. So it's, okay, so it was like, oh yeah, and what was this length? If I go like this? It's about 19. Yeah, so 19 and 22, and then it was 21, 21, 21, 21. So 4 times. Okay. Then I actually can probably go like this, right? That's again pretty much 22. And then from here it's 21. Okay, 21 every time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again 21 times 4. Then here, I think I'm just gonna send the power like this here. Yeah, let's say 22.5, 23 maybe? 23 is fine. Here the distance is... Actually... yeah, no, it's fine. So here... 23... and 23 again. You know what? If I'm gonna connect all of the rows and everything together, maybe I'm better off just going to the middle one, because I think it's closer. 1, 2, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's hard to count to 5 when you can barely see anything. About 28, actually. Yeah, it's a little shorter. Let's say 29. Okay, that's pretty good. So if I do this, I can already connect everything to the actual power, so that every button receives power. But then I need to, that when the button is pressed and the two parts of the switch are connected, the two little poles. Oh, can we see? Wait, like this. Two little pins of the switches. They're connected. Whoop. The two pins of the switches, they're connected only when the switch is pressed. So the goal is, if I send electricity on one side and I press it, then the other pin is going to send power to, one of the microcontroller's pins. That's the goal. So we can start cutting a bunch of wires for the correct distance. So we can do the 29 right now, because there's only one of them. So about like this, something like that, like this. Okay, no. Can I just, like this? Okay, it should stay like this. And now I need a segment of wire that is gonna be just this long. I unfortunately don't really have, I guess this one is like that, but most of my wire has a, how do you say this, like the little plastic part around it, meaning that I can't just solder in the middle of it. And with the tools that I have, I don't know how easy it is to just remove part of the plastic in the middle. I think it would just be easier if I had like a bunch of metal bars, kind of like this one. But this one doesn't even do one full arc, so I'm just gonna do a bunch of small segments, and that's just gonna be more soldering, but it's fine. Okay, so okay, I have a little thing here that I can use to cut wires the correct length. So about like this. Okay, my first piece of wire, that's great. I'm gonna need to remove both ends so that it can be soldered. And this should be the part that goes like right here in the middle. So yeah, it's a little long, but it's fine. So like right here, up to like right there. Yeah, something like that. And I want everything to be pretty much the exact length that they need to be and not too long. Because if they're too long, it's gonna make a huge mess once all of the wires are there. So let's just remove little pieces of that wire. Oof, it's gonna be tough. If everything is that difficult, it's gonna take a long time. Come on. Though, for smaller wires, there's chances that I can just remove the entire plastic part in one go, which might be easier than just taking away the ends, like what I'm doing right now. Seriously? I'm having such a hard time. Ooh. You guys can't even see that well what I'm doing. I'm really just trying to cut only the little plastic part around the wire and not the wire itself. Maybe I should buy there's little tools that you can buy that are made for that. Like there's a bunch of holes with different wire sizes and it cuts up to the size of the wire. So it's really helpful when you're just trying to remove something around the wire, like the little plastic. Well, it's made for that, but yo, you're kidding. Maybe I'm just gonna cut all the little pieces of wire and I'll remove the ends in my free time or something. Oh, so I did remove it. Okay, so it's, I don't know if you guys can see. Oops, like this, maybe? No. Like this. Like this here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to show, but essentially I removed the tip of the wire, and it just fell right there. Okay, but this is going to be taking a long time, so instead we're just going to be cutting all the little pieces of wire that we need. So that was the 29mm one. Now there's a couple of them that we need that are like 19, 22, 23 and stuff like that. But we need a bunch of them that are a length of 21. So I think I'm just gonna be doing all of the 21 length wires. So let's get 21 here. The measuring stick. And then let's hold that into place. Great. Okay, so now let's just cut a bunch of little pieces of wire for a length of 21mm. So here. Yep. Let's get that as straight as possible. And here, no, I'm going to be taking the other tool. Oh, right there. Okay. Like this. Yep. Okay, so that's one. Let me just count how many I need. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 12 21 length pieces. So that's one. Need a lot of them. Whoop.
Hey, it fell.
No. Oh, okay, I can see it. Okay, that's two of them. Yeah, you know what? It does seem like they're being thrown away a little bit when I'm cutting by the force of the impact. So I'm just gonna cut them away from the border of the table I'm working on, like this. That's pretty good. So we've got a couple of them. Yep, that's 5 of them. I'm gonna do little bunches of 5. It's gonna be easier to count. Or maybe I should do bunches of 4, you know? That's probably a better way to count if I'm trying to get a 12. So, okay. 6 already. That's pretty good. Like this. Oh, like this. Nice. Oh, wait. So that's 8. 4 more. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, so that's all of the 21 length pieces that we need. Right there. So now we need 3 pieces of length 22. So let's do just that. Whoops. Yep, okay, like this. Oh, 22. That's pretty good. 22.11 is fine. Okay. Oh, this wire is kind of going around. Okay, like this. It's going to be quite helpful. So 3 pieces. Whoop. Where did it go? No. Is it this one? Is it this one? Or is it this one? No. This 2021 is so close. It's hard to tell. Oh no. Wait. Let's chill. I'm just gonna compare them. Okay, that's 22 for sure. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's close, but it's not that close in length. I do notice. Okay. Now, we've done all the 22 length pieces. We need... Wait, was it only 3? Yes, it was. Okay, so now we also need 3 23 length pieces. So let's do just a little bigger. Yeah, about like that. Okay, about like that. So 3 of them. Okay, like this. That's good. And then the final 23 length piece. There might be only 1 or 2 pieces left to cut after this one. Okay, and now I think... Oh, I think there's only 1 piece left to cut, which is the 19 length one. The smallest one. The smallest of them all. So many 21 length. It's crazy. Okay, let's get this. Okay, and then 19 in length. A little less, a little less, a little less. Yeah, okay, that's fine. 19.15. We're gonna call that 19. Okay, like this. Okay. I'm thinking, but maybe if I, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I shouldn't just burn plastic. Because I'm thinking maybe I could just burn a little bit, you know, of that piece like this and just solder directly on top. But yeah, I don't think it's a great idea. I really think that I need to remove every piece from the top of the wire, even if it's gonna take quite a bit of time. That being said, you know, since it's not very interesting for the stream, I don't have to do it right now, because there is in fact a lot left to do. All of these wires that we just cut, which doesn't look like much now, but you know, it's gonna look a lot more like something once it's soldered on top of that. This is just to send the power to the switch. That does not include the wires that go back to the microcontroller. So, I guess it's time to measure the length between every switch and the microcontroller. More precisely, to do that, I kind of need to know, I don't know, like the order of this and like what the number I want to give to every single one of them and which pin they go to, right? So I think I kind of want to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, something like that. So I would really start with that one. So this one would go on the first available pin, which is not this one or this one, because I'm using them for UART. I think the third one is a ground. And then, so it would be the fourth one here. I'm gonna check the diagram that I showed you before, and I'm gonna show you again in case you don't remember and you want to see as well. So here on that diagram, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna be on that diagram. So I'm gonna be using here, you know, UART, these two. I'm gonna be using them for UART communication, as well as probably, you know, a ground, like maybe this one. And then the 3v3 out, I think I'm also gonna have to wire it somewhere to, again, the TRRS connector inside the case, which I'm gonna be showing in a second. So we're actually gonna be starting with this pin right here for the actual, you know, pins that I'm going to be connecting to the actual switches. That being said, that switch, that pin right there, well, no, all of the switches on that diagram, I don't know if I explained it, they can only, well, they can only, I'm going to use them with the normal, quote unquote, the default pins, which are the GPIOs. So GP0, GP1, GP2, GP3, etc., all the way to GP28. So again, GP0 and GP1, they can also serve as UART right there. They can also serve as UART communication devices. So that's what we're going to be using them for. But GP2 all the way to GP28, which is, you know, technically like 26 pins, we can use for inputs. The thing is, that's not actually true, because if you notice here, GP22, right after GP22 is GP26. So 23, 24, and 25, they're missing. So, you know, from the 26 that we had available, we removed 3. So that's only 23 pins actually available. It's fine because we only have 20 keys, but I might want to do other stuff or expand the project at some point. Maybe, you know, I'm just going to give a sneak peek, but maybe eventually I'm going to try to add a bunch of like colored LEDs. that you can control and decide, you know, what color they have in the program. So you could, you know, define patterns that you're cycling through. You can do like when you press a key, the light turns on or something like that, or the light changes color, you know, for the LED. For now, there's no LEDs. Okay, I did buy LEDs and tested them out on a breadboard, but I think I burned one of them. You know, they're pretty finicky. But once I managed to make them function, it's kind of crazy being able to just change on the go with your program what they do, right? Having full control over that is kind of crazy. But yeah, you know, future project for another time. For now, we're just going to be choosing every key. It goes on what pin. Okay, so again, the first is going to go here. Second there, second there, second there, and everything. So I'm going to keep that diagram open. I'm probably not going to be showing it again, but for the stream at least. But yeah, I'm using that diagram and I'm trying to connect every single, you know, 1, 2, 3, etc. Right? Okay. That wasn't very clear at all, but basically I'm going to try to do some kind of mapping, you know, which key is going to go to which pin, depending on the ordering that I just gave for the keys, which I'm going to show again. Right there. So we're going to count like this, you know, from 1 right there, boom, 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 then boom, 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 and boom, boom, boom. So it's basically, you know, from left to right, and then these two right there, which are kind of in the middle, it's kind of ambiguous, just count them as if they were just a little higher, right? So they're part of, you know, it's like row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. Again, just remember that it's the ordering I have in my head, so I can remember which switch goes to which pin. I'm not actually using rows and columns, right? They're just going to be treated as individual buttons assigned to an individual pin, which is going to be much more responsive, way better. It's just a little more of a hassle to solder and to measure and everything. The wiring is going to be kind of a mess, especially because it's hand wiring. I kind of wish I did a PCB, and I might do that eventually for my next keyboard, but you know, for this one, I'm having fun doing the hand wiring. So this one here, this one right there, is going to be the first one. And it's going to go to the pin right there, so like the 4th one here. Okay, yeah. So measuring time. We're going to be measuring all of those. I'm just getting ready my notes. Okay, so I'm ready to take notes. So the 4th one right there, all the way up to, and it's going to be the 2nd one, because this little thing right here, right there, is going to be connected to the power. So the 2nd one, the furthest away, it's the one that's going to be connected to directly to the microcontroller, to the pin. So the 4th, right? Ooh, it's difficult to keep everything in view in the screen. My notes and the pins. But yeah, it's the 4th one. So like this. Okay. Let's say 112. 112 millimeters. So it's just going to be like a straight line. Just going right there in the middle. That's kind of crazy. Maybe sometimes I'm going to have to go around like a bunch of little things here and whatnot. It's going to be kind of tough. How is it so dark on the stream? It's crazy. The webcam's not adjusting very well, huh? Let me just see if I can brighten the settings, because it's actually really bright for me. So it's surprising that in the stream it's so like not bright. Okay, that's just weird. Now it's way too bright. So just a little bit less, I guess. Like this? No, it's too dark. Maybe a little bit more contrast. I don't know. It's kind of weird. No. The bright spots are way too bright. I'm trying to give you guys a good image, but it's really difficult. No. More contrast? No, that's crazy. Okay, let's just go back to the default. A little bit more brightness was better, but not too much. No, I'm just having fun playing with the view settings. That's so weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the default, put it a little brighter, and that's it. Cause I shouldn't be playing with saturation and and contrast because I have no idea how to do it correctly. What is it doing? Come on. Wait, why is it so... Oh, I know, it's dark. Yeah, I disconnected the light. Okay, that's better, right? Yeah, it's a lot brighter. It still looks brighter for me, but it's fine. It's good enough. Okay. I'm wasting way too much time. Okay, so I had 112 for the first one. Then the second one, it's gonna be this one right here, right? Right there, yep. And it's gonna go just one under. So it's gonna go to the number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Yeah, it's like 93. Maybe, let's say 94. Let's say 94. It's a little better. Then the other one right here is gonna go. Because there's gonna be a point where I might not want to go in a straight line. There's gonna be a point where I might want to have to do some zigzag, and it's gonna take a lot more. Like if I start doing little things like this and stuff, I'm gonna have to measure like this. But yeah, okay. So it was 4, 5, 6, something like that. Let's say 76. Then here, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, I think. Okay, let's say 59. I'm going to try to keep it like this, right? Then I can go like this, and like this. 42. Then one more, like this. Yep. Like this. That's 28. Well, let's say 29. Okay. And now I can go. Oh wait, but I didn't check. Oh no. I think this one is a ground. Yeah, because that's the thing. There's a bunch of ground pins, like at every, every 5 or something like that. Okay, let me just check for a sec. I have to undo a couple of them. So, okay, the 3rd one and the 8th one are ground. So 1, 2, 3. This one was a ground, so we started there. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, it's the previous one. Okay, so from here to there, actually. So it's gonna be, let's say 44 instead of 42. So 44. And the 29 actually is gonna be here and there, right? I think, yeah, I think so. So that's like 31, let's say. And just to be sure I'm counting correctly, the 13th one is also a ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 and 12. So there's 2 more before the next ground. So here, I can go right all the way up like that. Oh, no. It's so hard. I can't count. I can't count. Let's say 112 again. Oh my god. I really need to find a way to like identify. Oh, wait. I have an idea. Oh, that's actually kind of a good idea. It's gonna help so much. It is going to help so much. These little crocodile crimps. I don't know. Pinchers? Little crocodile pinches? Crocodile teeth? I don't know what the term is. So here I can just, know which one I'm at. Or maybe I just pinch the one before so I can measure correctly, but still. So 1. Okay, so let's just count one last time. One last time, and we're going to have the crocodile crimps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, so 3 is a ground, right? Yeah, 3 is a ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a ground. Then 9 and 10. That's how we finished the first row, I think. Then there was like 11. Okay, let's say here. Okay, so 11 is that one. So just gonna count. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, not 8, 9, 10. So I did the 11. I just did the 11. 11 should be the 112 that I still have on here, right? Right here. Something like that. Yeah, that's it. Then I'm advancing one more. Clack. Yo, that's so much better like this. That's so much better like this. And then I can just go with this one. Like this. Right? This one is like a, let's say 93. Okay. Then I can advance just one more. Whoop, like this. Okay. Oh, by the way, the music. Where's it at? Yeah, it's the YouTube playlist thing. It says, oh, are you still listening? Are you still there? It just, want to make sure I'm not going to play outside. It doesn't know me very well, does it? I'm joking. I go outside sometimes. But not right now. It's really cold outside. 75. Whoop. Sorry, that was probably quite loud for you. Again, like you can't see right here. right there, there's a wire. So this arm right there, I'm touching the wire as I'm doing like everything. So it's kind of a whole situation for me. It's like 50, let's say 58. Then let's advance once more. Is it me or did I forget to advance at one point? Okay, wait, there's not that many left on that side, so I can count that way. Oh, also, I still forget. There's too many things to take into account. I think I forgot the 13th one was a ground. I think I forgot. I'm gonna have to remeasure stuff. Okay, so let's say I'm going from the yeah, okay, so let's say I'm going from there, right, from the start. So there's 1 right here, 2 right here, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the 14th. So the one I just did before was a ground. So I just have to recount one of them. But I'm gonna make sure that the count is right. So I did get up to 10, I think, 9 and 10, right, to finish the first row. So then 11 and 12 I should have done. Like 11 and 12, really? Wait, 4, 5, 6. Wait, oh, sorry, again, that should be loud, sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But then 8 was yeah, so it's actually 10. Okay, fine, that's 11. Okay, and that's 12. Oh, and 13th is like the one right before that. So yeah, I did not advance the crocodile crimps, did I? Okay. Too many things to forget, too many things to remember. Okay, so the first 2 ones that I did on this row should be fine. But now, yeah. Okay, so I did 11 and 12 correctly. Then I pinched the 13th one, it should be. So 14 should be for this one right there. Okay, so that should be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So it is like that. Okay, that's cool. There's just 2 measurements that I did that were incorrect. So now I restart from here. And I really need to check my things, because now I'm going to take 4 measurements, okay? I'm saying it right now. I'm going to take 4 measurements. It's going to be those 4 ones. Right there, okay? Those 4 ones. And all of these, they're valid. I can just measure all of them in a row. After I'm done with this row, I need to skip an additional one because there's going to be another ground. So after this row, there's going to be only 2 pins left on this side. I need to remember this. Please myself, remember that. Remember the good old days. Okay, that's a 76. It's a little longer than what I had originally. Now, little crocodile crimps. You go 1 further. That's great. That's amazing. I'm proud of you. So now, now this one. Come on, you can do it. Come on. That's right. It's gonna be a 60. Next number is 60. Next number is 60. If you have a bingo, just say it. Crocodile crimps plus 1. Yeah. Okay. So now, only 2 left. Right? Like this is gonna be a 43. 43. Do we have a winner? 43. And then crocodile crimps go plus 1. Yum, 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 yum. No, I miscounted. Maybe. Oh, I did not. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry. Crocodile crimps are always one behind. It's normal. It's normal. That's the plan. We don't have a problem. I repeat, Houston, we don't have a problem. 29. Let's say 30. Okay. So now I can crocodile crimps one more, but then the next one is a ground pin. So I do +1 again, and then there's 2 left. Okay, I did not forget this time. So now I can go ahead and do this one right here, just like this. 93. Let's say 93. Now, well, I don't need the crocodile crimps because I remember it's the last one. It's gonna be 75. Boom. Just like this. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna... I'm gonna try to leave some stuff in my notes. So basically, I'm just gonna show you how I'm taking my notes right now. It might somehow be interesting to you. So, boom, 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 like this. Okay. So the way I'm taking my notes, this is the lengths for everything that I measured for the power cable. Then I did a little line, and then I'm doing these things, right? But these, they go to a pin. Every single one of them, they go to a pin. So because the pins, you know, they're right here. Well, starting here, I guess. So yeah, I could say when I say pin 4, I mean the gray number right here. You know, because it does start 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's GP2. It's kind of like the name of the pin, I guess. So, you know, starting there. So then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Like this. Then I'm going to put a little dot. Okay. So I did put a space here. So, okay, wait. Here there's 6 numbers, okay? The 6 numbers, what they represent is the distance for every single key on the keyboard for a single row. So if I show you again what this looks like, please stop. Oh, why is it still there? Okay, cancel. Okay, so if I go back here, there's 6 of them. So the way I'm taking my notes is I'm putting all of those 6 ones right next to one another, and all those 6 ones right next to one another, and all those 5 ones right next to one another, and all those 3 ones right next to one another. So all the measurements for the cable that goes from there to its own assigned pin, that's what I'm writing right there. So that's why there's spaces. Hello, Jessie. My little baby dog. Yeah, I don't know. She doesn't want to come here. I can show you Jessie if she came to the camera. Jessie. Jessie. Okay, I don't know. She seems to kind of want to come, but she's not sure. She's like that. She comes to me. She like gets up like halfway on my chair, and then when I try to, you know, when I try to just like you know, pet her head, she just goes away. She's like, no. Okay. So sorry guys, you're not gonna be seeing my little baby dog. Maybe next time. I did show her on stream a couple times before, during other projects. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna show you again how I'm taking the notes. So here, I'm just, you know, all of the numbers that I need for this one place, then space next row, you know, space, next row, etc. But I'm gonna put dots where there's like an empty pin, and by empty I just mean like it's a ground pin, right? So this way it's gonna be easier for me to like know where everything is and whatnot. Like, and when I take the cables of a certain length and I just solder them one at a time, I'm gonna know, oh right, there's a point there, so, or a dot, whatever, and skip the, I'm gonna know to skip one pin when I'm soldering, basically. So I'm really hoping that I'm gonna remember those notes. I can always go back to watch this stream to get the explanations, but you know, ideally maybe I'm just gonna leave like a little legend that's gonna say, hey, the dots, they mean there's a ground pin there, don't solder it, and you know, the empty lines means you're changing row. But I think I'm gonna remember. It's kind of easy, it's kind of natural for me, and you know, it's not like anyone else is gonna work on this project but me, so it's fine. Okay, that being said, 9375, that's cool. Right, so here, up. 5, 6, 7, 8, and no, that's 8. Oh wait, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, then that's 8, the dot. 9 and 10, okay, that's cool. 11 and 12, right? And then there's a dot, because the 13th is a ground. Then there's gonna be 4 more, right? So 4 more, which is cool because we have a dot right there. And then we change row. And then there's only 2 of them. And oh wait, what? Why a dot? There's no ground here? Whoa, wait, where am I? Why am I so lost? Remind me, why am I so lost? No, wait. So that's 6 and 6, so it's the other row. And then, yeah. So it's like, you know, how many grounds? 1 ground, 2 ground, 3 ground. So 1 ground, 2 ground, 3 ground. Yeah, okay, that's not a ground. It's just like the next. I'm literally just going to the next, like, area, you know, and the next. Maybe I do like this, ... Because technically, there's, you know, a ground here, but there's also the 2 debug pins right there. So, you know, that's a ... That's fine. It's not very clear, but you know, I think I'm gonna remember. As long as I remember for next time, then I'm fine. Wait, I think I received a message. I'm just gonna be checking my messages. No, maybe not. Why do I? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, sorry. Now we're going to the next thing here. We're on the next side. So here I'm gonna keep taking my notes. Okay, go back to the view of the real life. Real life view. So now, yeah, I'm really not going to be doing that in one single stream. So I guess this is just preparation for soldering stream. Next stream, so I'm not going to finish right now. I think I'm going to try to finish measuring everything. So there's 6 of them that I still need to measure. But once this is done, I'll have measured pretty much everything except the wires that go in here. But yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna be soldering those initially. Actually, I think I'm really just gonna do everything on the plate first. So I guess I'm gonna have to put them on and then take them off once I want to solder these. But yeah, in the meantime, I will finish measuring everything. And I guess I'm gonna, as soon as I've done measuring the 6 things that I've done here, I guess I'll end the stream. And then all of the little... Oh, but I need to cut the pieces as well, huh? Yeah. I need to cut them as well. Maybe I will cut the pieces, actually. Maybe I will. I actually think that I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But yeah, maybe I will actually, because I do want to remove all of the little ends of the wires on my own free time while watching YouTube videos or something. Maybe finishing my research on the UART communication protocol. So let's measure. Okay, so now I'm on the next side. So I'm right here. So I'm like this. And I'm gonna be going, so I'm in the third row. I've got 2 of them measured. So I'm going like this. Yep. No, wait. Wait. Okay, like this. Yeah, like 74. Now, right here. Oh, wait. +1. Do a +1 for me. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Myself. Okay. 54. I don't know. Maybe like let's say 55. Let's say 55. Then there's a ground. So dot. Oops. And then the last one. So there's a ground and then a pin, right? Yeah. So here I have a nice little pin. It's gonna be, let's say 35. Okay. Next row. Oh, there's actually 3 left before the next ground, so I shouldn't have any problems with ground pins anymore. So now I have to start there again. Like 65, sorry. Like 65. Then let's just do +1 on the crocodile crimps. Yeah, the view's not great, huh? I guess I'm not really well equipped to show these kinds of things. I think the firmware streams are going to be the most interesting. And that's where I'm going to be spending most of the time for the project. So 46. And, oh, sorry. And then +1 on the crocodile crimps. And it should be the last measure that I have to make for today. Oops. Wait, maybe leave me a little more room, crocodile crimps. Yeah, maybe the other side is kind of difficult to measure. It's kind of... Oh yeah, it's easier like this, I think. Yeah, let's say 37. Now, I don't know if it's truly gonna work. Again, because I hope I can just have wires go directly to their own pin, like in a straight line. But maybe it's not gonna work like that. You know, it's possible, I'm just saying. So we'll see as we actually do the soldering. For now, I think we can cut wires to their correct length. And yeah, I'm gonna go like this. Put them on the side. Try to not mix the things too much. Because if I start mixing wires, I'm gonna, you know what they say, I'm gonna get my wires crossed. No, but It's not like the length is indicated directly on them, so it's gonna be quite difficult to, you know, find which one is the correct length if I lose them now. So just like I wrote every single distance in order, so these ones right there, they're for connecting the power. That's cool, that's fine. But the ones that are not for connecting the power, so the ones that go directly to the microcontroller, they have a much wider range of length. So I'm gonna put them in the same order as my notes, and I just really hope that I'm not gonna mess the order around during however long it's gonna take until I do the second stream. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be quite difficult. Okay, 112. Yeah, it's pretty long actually. Okay. So I'll just go there. Okay. Now I need to cut this the correct length. 112 is pretty long. Like this. Come on. Come on. Stop. Just stay stable. Okay, that's pretty much it. Very long wire. I don't even know how I'm going to put them. Like this? Something like that? I feel like I'm going to have to remeasure my wires. But it's fine. Oh, I had a second one that was 112. Oh no, just do them in order. I'm just gonna get lost if I start not doing it like that. 94. Okay, something like that. No, just be straighter. Straight wire. Okay. That's good, I guess. Okay. Next wire. Now 76. Let's do a 76. Oh, okay. I love this song. It's so beautiful, so calming. Is it time for a bit of ASMR? Beautiful ASMR moment. I should put an ASMR tag on my stream. I am joking a little bit, but doing the like calm voice, ASMR voice, and little, you know, little sounds, it's actually very relaxing. I don't know that I really have the, you know, I don't know how they call it, but you know, the ASMR tingle that some people get. I don't really think I have that, but actually doing the ASMR, it's kind of relaxing. I must say, kind of enjoy it. Maybe I should do some ASMR streams. Just cutting wires and chill. $31. It did fall a little bit, so I'm gonna have to grab it back. I'm not sure where it went. So I'm gonna have to look for it a little bit. It's not gonna take too long. It is harder to find than I thought. It is harder to find than I thought. I'm not quite sure where it went. That's what's weird. The wire just disappeared. It just disappeared. Well, I'm gonna find it eventually. So I won't cut another one for a length of 31. I think we're fine. Instead, I'm gonna be going to the next length, which is 112 again. So let's go 112. Yep. Maybe a little less like this. Okay. And we're gonna be cutting one for 112. It's a little bit tangled up. Okay. Second row. The next one is going to be 93. Okay, cool. So now untangling all that mess. So 93. Still the length we're trying to cut. Just like this. Nice. Next is 76. 76. Like this. Maybe I can just... Yeah, it's kind of borderline for you guys. After 76, there's 60. Hey, the music is not random at all. Okay, I just realized. So I just turned on the shuffle mode, but it's kind of late into the stream. I'm probably gonna stop soon. Well, I mean, yes and no. We still have a couple of wires, a couple length of wires to. Okay, next is 43. That's good. So now we're done with the second row. Third row, only 5 lengths in that row. So 93 is the longest one. So 90, come on, 93. Okay. Oops. Be cutting the wire for that length. Maybe a little bit of ASMR. Actually, while I'm doing the ASMR, makes me think. When I was trying out, preparing for this project, when I was trying out all kinds of stuff, I did order a bunch of different switches. You can buy these sets of switches to see what kind of switches you like. So these are not all of them, but it's a bunch of switches that I bought. So I'm just gonna make you guys hear the sounds of them. Okay. This one. That's kind of cool. Oh, I'm gonna wait for that one because I really, really like that one. This one is really satisfying. It's a really nice thug, and the feel is so good. It's the Oil King, I think, this one. It does feel better oiled than the other ones, not gonna lie. Very gritty click. Love that one. It's not too bad, this one. It's not too bad. You really feel the... Wait, it's one of the... How do you call them? You know the ones that... Because the clickies... Okay, the clickies, they make a sound when they reach like a little... there's a little tick, it's not like... There's like a little bump that you can feel, right? A little sensation with the clickies. Well, this one has that, but it's not clicky. So the bump is silent. So it has a really weird vibe, but it's kind of fun. So it sounds talky, but you do have the little click. It's kind of nice. I'm not going to use the low profile ones for this project, but they're really, really small, so maybe one day I'm going to want to use them for you know, a project where I make a keyboard that's like very easy to transport. I kind of like that one. It's pretty nice. It's very light. You really don't have to press it very hard, but it's I don't know, it's kind of similar to the Oil King in terms of sound. Yeah, but the Oil King you do have to press a little harder. I prefer the feeling on the Oil King. Yeah, I think I made you hear that one before. Yeah, okay, not much of a noise here. And one I really, really like. God. The click on that one is so good. It's such a light click, but it's so satisfying. I really love that one. It does cost a little more, but I think I'm gonna make a keyboard with those at some point. It's like the Chos Fox Arctic thing or whatever. It's just so good. It's just so good. So yeah, the only ones I really remember, yeah, this one, the Chos Fox Arctic thing, and this one is the Oil King, the whatever. I don't remember the brand, but the Oil King, you know. I think they were my two favorite ones. A little bit more ASMR with that one. These are the, what are they? The Kale Box White V2, I think. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Okay, so kind of lost myself in the in the moment there. I'm gonna leave them here. They look nice, I guess. Nice enough. I'm gonna be continuing the stream though, so let's cut all the little wires that we need that are left. So 75 is the next length. This one is 93, right? I just got that one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. So let's go 75 now. On this keyboard specifically, I'm going to be wiring the directly to the switches. So the switches, they're kind of going to be stuck on that keyboard. But one of the things I would like to do for a future keyboard is I would like to be able to use, I even have them, but basically there's little pieces that you can solder ideally to a PCB. And these pieces, they allow you to just plug in the switches. So you solder like little things that you can plug the switches into without having to solder them, basically. So you can switch in and out your switches. So you don't have to always use the same switches on the same keyboard. You can change them whenever you feel like it. This is one thing I would like for my next iteration of that project. So that was the 75. Now there's 74. Something like that. Very similar in length. After that, there's the 55. Okay. Straight line, please. 35. 35 is going to be the last one for this row. And then there's the only going to be the last row left, which has only 3 wires in it. So here. And then we're going to be doing the last row, which is going to start at 65. Like this. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the yellow wire here, just because it's easier to cut. Then 46. Then there's going to be a 37. Okay, so I've cut all the wires that I need to electrically connect the microcontroller and every switch here. Of course, eventually, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on what it takes to connect this TRRS connector, which, you know, it's gonna need 4 wires going into it. I don't know if you guys can see correctly, but there's 4 little holes here, and there's just a little bit of room for the wires to go around, and they're gonna go get connected there. And I'm going to be using the UART protocol to communicate through this TRRS connector to a second half of the keyboard, which is going to look just like this but mirrored, with also its own microcontroller and, you know, different keys, because of course not all of the keys are going to be the same on both sides. It's going to be a keyboard, so, you know, one hand it takes care of some amount of keys, the other one is taking care of other keys. And in the meantime, there's going to be a second stream for soldering, because there was actually no soldering today. So I might even rename the video for the stream, like soldering prep or something. But I will be doing some more prep in my own free time, where I'm going to be taking off the ends of all of these wires. This way, they're going to be actually ready to, you know, actually solder. So next time, you know, I've given all my explanations and everything, I'm just going to have to look at my notes, understand the mapping that I've written, and, you know, do the soldering. So I don't know when the next stream is going to be. Maybe it's going to be next Sunday on the 16th, but I'm not sure. So we're going to see. This time I did not because I can plan a stream on YouTube, and if you guys have subscribed or if you go check out my channel, you can see like, oh, the next stream is on this date at this time. So, you know, today what I did is I prepped the stream itself like 2 minutes before actually going live. So you guys could not see when I was supposed to do the stream and when I was starting, but it's because I really wasn't sure when I was going to do it. So I'm going to try next time for the actual soldering, which is probably going to be more interesting. I'm going to try to prepare the stream ahead of time so you guys can know when it is, and, you know, it's going to give you more chances to actually catch the stream. And otherwise, I'm gonna make sure actually that the programming streams, you guys can really know ahead of time when they are, because I really think that's where it's gonna be most interesting. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was relaxing for you, And I'm gonna give you just a little bit more ASMR with the key switches before going, okay? So this one is the weird one. It's kind of troubling. I don't know if you can see it when I'm pressing, if I get close enough. Close enough? Oh, come on. Focus. No, I don't think you guys can truly see, but it's the bump, you can really feel it. But you can't really hear it. You just hear the thunk when I get to the end of the switch. It's kind of disturbing. The sensation is very strange. Gotta love that thunk. And man, this one, it just sounds so good. And these, they're pretty good as well. I like when I just press them just a little bit. They're just crispy. Kind of like a bag of chips, but that sounds way better. like a bag of chips that sings really well. It's a weird comparison to make, but I feel like it's pretty accurate. Or like leaves in autumn. Like the most satisfying dry leaves you've ever seen. Super crunchy. The sounds are so good, I swear. I love the switches, man. I just love clicky switches. I cannot wait to have a fully functional keyboard that makes this kind of sound all the time. That's crazy. Okay. Okay, just a little bit more. Man, I swear, the clicky ASMR is so good. Such a relaxing moment. Okay, on that note, I thank you guys for the last time. And I'm actually going to end the stream now. It was a very relaxing moment. And this soldering iron, I'm actually going to use it next time. For real, this time for real. I mean, there's not much left to do, right? And I'm going to be taking off the little tops of this. Oh yeah, I do have a wire, a 31 length wire, I think, that I still need to find. It disappeared on me, so I'm gonna go find that, and until the next time, wish you a good one. Bye.